Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to another episode of Earl Sports Bets. And today we've got another MLB slate we're going to be going over. So, no, we're not going to waste any time here. It's a 14-game slate, 13-game slate, something along those lines. 14, 15 including doubleheader. We're only going over one doubleheader though. We won't go over game two, just game one. But before we get into the video, before we get into the recap of what happened yesterday, you guys know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we come out of the video here at Earl Sports Bets. You can also follow us on our social medias at BetsEarl on Twitter, at Earl Sports Bets on Instagram. We also have a Discord chat if you guys want to join that. The link to that is in the description of the video down below. And we also have our contest going. Quick look at our contest. Oh, there's Tim. We have Isaiah Cora in first place, 8.55 units. Katie Fisher is now up in second, 4-2, 3.45 units. Jeremy Wesley is 5-3, plus 1.95 units. All right, so it's still really anyone's game here, and all you guys gotta do is leave your best bets in the comment section below. And if you guys are able to finish first place in our contest, you can win some free money. So why not do it? But quick recap of what happened yesterday. I had Chicago and Cleveland over 6.5 runs. 3-2. It almost got there. We just need one more run for the Cubs in the top of the ninth there. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it done to push it to at least the 7. Texas and San Fran also went under when we had the over. That score was 4-2. So now I'm guessing San Fran is back to being that under team. Maybe. We did have the over in the Twins and the White Sox. That one hit. 9-3 win for the White Sox. And then we had the Oakland Athletics plus 115. They got the job done versus the Boston Red Sox. Overall, yesterday, I went 5-3 though, because I had Detroit money line and Detroit over. Our Detroit over premium play cashed really nicely. The final score was 8-7 there. It was 7-0. And then Kansas City tied it. Yeah, that was fun. And then I also had the Mets, which they pulled that one out of their ass. That was a great game for the Mets. And then my only other loss was Cincinnati. That wasn't part of the video. I had them at plus 109. They dropped to around a plus 100 for the video, so I just left them off. So overall in video plays, though, I went 2-2, 95 and 92, 51.5%, up 17.84 units to start the season. 10, do you want to break down yours, even though they can't see you?
Yeah, it wasn't as good of a baseball day. I mean, I did hit the our premium play, so at least that was good. But I did get wins from Oakland and Arizona. Losses from the Mets, Baltimore over. Unfortunately, that went under. I was hoping for one or two more runs in that one. Um, Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay has been really, really good against the Yankees, so I'm going to be betting on them the entire series. Unfortunately, they didn't win that one, but anything could happen today. I liked Shohei Ohtani for the Angels yesterday, and that worked out for a little while, and then the bullpen kind of ruined that one. And then I had the Brewers. That was a close game. I think Brewers had the lead for a while, and then St. Louis tied it up, and then extra innings, and then everything went kapoopy. So a 2-4 day. I'm 100 and 104, but I'm still up 4.42 units this year. So proves that you don't need to have a winning record to make money in baseball.
Exactly. But let's get into today's slate. And hopefully we can do a little bit better. There's our contest. But here is today's slate. Let's try to have a better day here. And we're going to start it off with an absolute banger here. 12:10 p.m. The Baltimore Orioles head to the New York Mets. We're getting Tajon Walker for the New York Mets. And the return of the Dark Knight in Flushing, Queens with Matt Harvey. Minus 184 for the Mets, plus 169 for the Orioles. Over under 7.5 runs for this game. Where are you looking here for when the Dark Knight returns?
I'm just looking forward to watching the game. I know I'll definitely have that game on to see how the Mets fans take Matt Harvey on his game back. I can only imagine it'd be all good. This one's just gonna be a pass for me. even though it would be a definite lean towards the Mets, they've won 6 straight games. They're actually starting to play well. They have a couple come from behind wins, so Mets have definitely been looking like the better team lately. I just can't lay the minus 184, and I don't want to lay a run line on the Mets right now. I think this game will end up being close, especially with Matt Harvey on the mound for the Orioles. I think that he'll come in. I think he'll pitch good. And I think that the Baltimore bullpen will be the reason why this game is lost for them. So this one will just be overall just a pass for me, but definitely going to be interested in watching this game.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna love to see what this New York Mets crowd approaches Matt Harvey, which had his best years in New York. Never because he just wasn't the same after 2015. But for me, I'm gonna go with the under in this game. I got it at 8 last night. It's at 7.5 now, but I don't mind that. Mets have been cashing unders, I think, at the second best rate so far this season. Uh, they've gone under in 3 straight games. Baltimore's gone under in 7 of their last 10, including 3 straight as well. I see this game as a close game. Tayshaun Walker's pitched great this year. He's 2-1, a 2.38 ERA, 1.03 WHIP. He's stricken out 35 batters and walked 15. Matt Harvey's looked pretty good as well here. 3-2, 3.60 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, 25 strikeouts on 10 walks so far this season. So I am actually somewhat impressed on what Matt Harvey has done this year. So I like the under 7.5 in this game. All right, our next game here is the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates. A minus 163 for the Reds, plus 150 for the Pirates. Over under of 7.5 runs for this game. We're getting Sonny Gray taking on Trevor Cahill. And for this matchup, I have nothing in this game. Be a lean towards the over. Both these teams have gone over in 3 straight games. And I don't trust Trevor Cahill. 1-4, 6.75 ERA, 1.57 WHIP, 26 strikeouts, 9 walks. Versus Sonny Gray, who started off the year 0-2, a 3.92 ERA, 1.35 WHIP, 31 strikeouts, 10 walks. So, I lean towards the Reds in this game, and I'll lean towards the over in this one. But it's a pass for me.
No, you're exactly right. I wouldn't trust either of these pitchers right now. And that's why for this game, I'm going to be taking the over. We're getting, Cahill, who has not been pitching very well this year, and Sonny Gray, who hasn't really been pitching that well either. The bats are starting to wake up on both these teams, and I think this one should be an easy over. 7.5 is a low line. I don't know. I feel like this one should easily be able to get the over by like the 5th inning.
All right. Our next game here is the Chicago Cubs and the Cleveland Indians. Minus 128 for the Indians, plus 118 for the Cubs. Over under of 8.5 runs for this game. We're getting Zach Davies versus Sam Hedges in this matchup. Where are you looking at for this one?
I'm actually looking at the underdogs in the Cubbies. I know they have lost the last 2 games, but their bats are starting to wake up. I feel like Zach Davies could have a decent start today. Plus, this Hedges guy, he's pitched 1 start, 2 starts. I don't really know what we're gonna get much out of him, and Cubs are good at hitting lefties, so I feel like this one should be a good game for the Cubs to try to come back and win. Getting them at a plus 118 price tag, can't argue with the dog. So I'm gonna go Chicago Cubs in this matchup.
Yeah, and for me, I'm going to end up passing up on this game. Zach Davies is just someone I'm not looking to back at all. 2-2 record, 6.30 ERA, 1.83 WHIP, 18 strikeouts, and 19 walks. He's walked more batters than he's stricken out this year. He's looked awful doing it. Sam Hedges, 1-0, 5.00 ERA, 1.78 WHIP, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. This is a spot where potentially I like the over, but 8.5 I think seems a little high for this game. I think this bullpen for both these teams are actually pretty good. I have Cleveland ranked number 2, and I have Chicago ranked number 9. So these are 2 really good bullpens as well. So I'm going to stay off this game in general. Just no action here. I don't see any value on this game. Maybe slightly lean towards the Cubbies and a slight lean towards the over, but no action here. Our next game is the San Diego Padres and the Colorado Rockies. We're only going to be going over game number 1, and plain and simply, it's because we don't know what's going to happen. We want to see what happens in game 1 before game 2, and obviously during this video, it's not 3 hours long, so we can't find out what happens between the Padres and the Rockies. So our first game here is Yu Darvish and John Gray, minus 150 for the Padres, plus 139 for the Rockies. Over under of 7 runs for this game. And for this one, I'm going to lay off. This is just not a spot I want to get to. I mean, you can get a little risky and lay the run line with Yu Darvish at plus 115. I feel like you're getting a little bit of a discount on that price with this team only being a minus 150 today. And I don't trust this Rockies team at all. But I'm gonna pass on this game. There's better spots on this card to attack than a doubleheader game 1. Where are you looking for this one?
This one's going to be pass for me, but if anything, I won't lean on a side. I was going to lean towards the under, but in this game where the under is a minus 125, I don't know if I really want to get to that. Definitely wouldn't be interested in an over just because Yu Darvish is on the mound. Actually, no, the over doesn't seem that bad right now at over 7 at plus 105. But it's in court, so we got to keep that in mind.
It's only 7 innings.
Yeah, so overall, this one's just gonna be a pass for me. I'm never interested in going after a doubleheader. So just overall, just a pass for me.
All right. Our next game is the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Washington Nationals. A minus 132 for the Phillies, a plus 122 for the Nationals. Over under of 8.5 runs for this game. We're getting Zach Wheeler versus John Lester in this matchup. And where are you looking at for this one?
I'm actually looking at Washington. I know they haven't really been playing as well lately, but I just something about John Lester today. Yeah, Washington is dead last in the division. They've lost 3 straight, but I don't know. I think we can get a good game out of John Lester today. Zach Wheeler hasn't been as sharp his last couple of starts. Well, actually, one of his starts he threw like a 3-hitter. So
yeah, I think that was his last start.
That was his last start. Oh well, shoot, time flies. But I think there's definitely time. I think there's definitely regression for Wheeler right now. I don't think he'll have as good of a game today. And I'm going to take the slight dogs in the Washington Nationals. It's a divisional matchup. Both these teams should be pretty decent this year. So I think this is one of those situations where you can go after a dog, and this one will be close enough to be able to be good enough for that.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna look at the total for this one. I like the under of this game. These lineups are not as good as people think they are. Zach Wheeler, I really like Zach Wheeler as a pitcher this year. He's looked really well. If you like a side in this game, it's Nationals full game or it's Phillies first 5. I don't trust that Phillies bullpen. I have them ranked like 25th, I believe. This is just not a good bullpen, so I would avoid them if all possible. So for me, it'd probably be Nationals full game if I had to decide a side. I also kind of like the Phillies first 5 minus a half at plus 105. I was looking at that a little bit, but I like the under more than anything in this game. 8.5 runs, I think that's not a bad price at all. Washington has gone under in 8 of their last 10 games, 3 in a row. Philadelphia has gone under in 2 straight as well. And this Nationals team, they are having major problems with hitting with runners in scoring position, and I could tell that just because they're averaging 3.63 runs per game this season, which is 27th in the MLB, but they have the 6th best batting average at 246. That's telling me they're getting a lot of hits, but they're not driving in any runs. So I like the under in this game. I think that these are 2 teams that are going to play more unders than overs than you think this year. Our next game is the Kansas City Royals and the Detroit Tigers. Minus 144 for the Royals, plus 133 for the Tigers. We're getting Danny Duffy versus Casey Mize in this game. And for me, I actually really like the Tigers in this spot. The Tigers have been playing better of late. They've won their last 2 games. Granted, they've lost 7 of 10. But there's no way I'm backing this Kansas City Royals team right now. They've lost 9 of their last 10, including their last 9. I also like the over in this game as well. But with these 2 pitchers, I kind of laid off that. I might add it in but I'm going with the Tigers first 5 plus 138 on the money line. I just don't trust this Tigers bullpen at all. So we're going to also go over 8 here. I'm going to add that to my card. These teams have gone over an awful lot recently. Kansas City 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games. Detroit 9-1 to the over in their last 10 games, over in their last 6. So I'm going to continue to ride that streak there until it dies. We're going Detroit first 5 plus 138. Then we're going the over 8 for the full game for this one. Where are you looking at this one?
I'm gonna be passing on this game. Last night we had lucky. We had the over. You had the Tigers. Tonight I'm just gonna lay off this game. I know the Royals have lost 9 straight games, but if anything, they're bound for some positive regression. I know you're not supposed to be betting teams that have lost that many games in a row, which is why I'm passing on this game. I would favor Kansas City in this matchup, but overall, I'm just going to be passing on this one.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. Swallowed my drink the wrong way. All right, our next team here is the Oakland Athletics taking on the Boston Red Sox. And we're getting Caprellian for the Oakland Athletics. I think this is his first start of the year. Let me take a look. I didn't know who.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
it's his first appearance of the year. He has a non-existent ERA.
Yep, and he's taking on Eduardo Rodriguez from the Red Sox. Minus 150 for the Red Sox, plus 139 for the Athletics. Over under of 9.5 runs in this game. And looking at this game, this is a great spot for Eduardo Rodriguez and the Red Sox, in my opinion. This might be another play I add onto my card. I feel like this is a unknown commodity with James Kaprielian. And I kind of like the Red Sox on the run line here at plus 120. I don't want to lay that minus 150. So let's take a look real quick. We got first 5. What can we get? First 5 minus a half. Nope. Minus 130. All right. I'm going to end up laying off this game, but I really like that Boston run line at minus 1.5. It's a nice little bounce back spot for the Red Sox, who lost yesterday, and they have their best pitcher on the mound with Eduardo Rodriguez, who's looked great this year, 5-0. I lean towards the Red Sox run line, but I'm going to end up laying off this game. Where are you looking here?
Yeah, I'm passing on this one as well. I don't know what we're going to get from Caprellian. And I mean, I can trust the Red Sox, but not a minus 151 trusting. And I don't want to go after the run line, like you said. If anything, maybe a slight look towards the under, but once again, unknown what we're going to get from Caprellian. So overall, this one's just going to be a pass for me.
All right, our next game here is going to be the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. We're getting Colin McHugh on the mound for these Rays, and then we're getting this guy, Garrett Cole. He's been pretty good for the New York Yankees team at minus 198. Over under 7.5 runs for this game. Where are you looking at this one?
Well, for this one, I know the Tampa Bay Rays have pretty much had the Yankees number for the past, year and a half-ish. I think the Yankees have won 5 games against the Rays in the last 2 years, or in the last this year 2020 area. And I'm going after the Tampa Bay Rays again. I know Garrett Cole's on the mound. I know McHugh's on the mound. I think this is another situation similar to the Philadelphia-Washington game. It's a divisional matchup, and it's probably going to remain close. Probably going to like the under in this one, and I have a feeling it's going to finish like a 3-2 type game. We could have easily gotten a win last night from Tampa Bay. I think we can get one tonight. I'm just going to take. I'm going to fade Garrett Cole. Give me the plus 182 price tag of the Rays, and let's see the magic.
All right. Our next game here is. Oh wait, for me, I didn't go over my opinion on the game. I'm passing on it. I don't mind fading Garrett Cole when he's a favorite, but not with Colin McHugh. I just don't see any value in that. let's take a look what these first 5 is. Because if I was betting the uh, plus 185 for the first 5 does seem a little intriguing. Maybe that's an option if you think that they win the first 5. I know the Yankees have a better bullpen. Or they're about or no, they have a better bullpen than Tampa Bay by far. I'm looking at Toronto here, but yeah, no action for me on the Yankee game. I just don't see any value in this spot. Our next game here is the Toronto Blue Jays and the Atlanta Braves. Minus 116 for the Braves, plus 108 for the Jays. Over under of 7.5 runs for this game. Hangjin Ryu takes on Max Fried. This is Max Fried's first game back off of an injury. And looking at this game, I'm going to add this one to my card. I want to add the Blue Jays plus 106 to my card. I really like Hangjin Ryu. He's started off okay, 2-2 record, 3.31 ERA, 1.10 WHIP, 32 strikeouts, and he's only walked 4 batters, which is really good. So I like Hangjin Ryu in this spot. Plus 106 versus Max Fried, who is 1-1, 8.84 ERA, 2.06 WHIP. Hasn't looked great at all this year, and he's a slight favorite. Give me the dog to fade Max Fried right now because he's just not looked good. Where are you looking here?
I got the same pick as you. I got the Toronto Blue Jays tonight at plus 106. Hangjin Ryu has not been pitching to his standards, but I do think that he is going to have a bunch of positive regression over the year. Max Fried is coming off of an injury, so that's another thing we have to look at is, do we really want to back a pitcher coming off an injury? I don't think so. And I'm going to go Toronto in this game, going to back the better pitcher, in my opinion, and the better offense.
All right. Our next game here is the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers. Minus 172 for the Brewers, plus 158 for the Cardinals. Over under 7.5 runs for this game. John Gant takes on Brandon Woodruff. Where are you looking at for this game?
I'm looking at the under 7.5 for this one. Woodruff has been pitching really, really well this year. It's been a good 1-2 punch with him and Burns when Burns is healthy. So it is nice to see at least some success there. So I'm going to go. And then Gant hasn't been pitching that bad. He's got a 2.15 ERA. He probably had 1 or 2 games that slipped and a couple close ones that caused him to lose a couple. So I do think that this one is it's once again a divisional matchup. I do think that this one's going to be a close game and probably end up like a 3-2 type game, and it's the under.
Yeah, I'm going to end up laying off this game. I don't see any value on this. Probably a slight lean towards the Cardinals, who have been playing phenomenal right now. I think they're one of the teams that are flying under the radar. They've won 8 of 10, 4 straight. They're pitching really well. Their situational hitting's been really good. They're a team that strings together hits more than puts the ball out of the ballpark every single at bat. So I would lean towards the Cardinals in this matchup, but I'm going to end up passing on this game. Just I don't see enough value to back this Cardinals team. Our next game is the Minnesota Twins and the Chicago White Sox. Minus 135 for the White Sox, plus 125 for the Twins. Over under of 8 runs for this game. J.A. Happ versus Dallas Keuchel in this matchup. And looking at this game, it would be a slight lean towards the Twins. If anything, J.A. Happ has looked good this year. 2-0, 1.91 ERA, 0.85 WHIP, 16 strikeouts, 8 walks. And you're getting him at plus money versus a struggling Dallas Keuchel this year. 1-1, 3.79 ERA, 1.21 WHIP. So he's been okay. 17 strikeouts, 14 walks. This is just a spot where I think this is a decent bounce back spot for Minnesota potentially. Not enough for me to bet it, but it would be a lean towards the Twins here.
This one's a pass for me, and definite lean towards the White Sox. White Sox have just been the best team. I'm gonna say that they're the best team in the league right now. Just because they have the best run differential in the league, and it's not particularly close. And they're in a division now that their main competition right now is the Cleveland Indians. So, White Sox are definitely favored in this matchup, and they should be. I do like the Chicago White Sox in this matchup against the Twins. Um, I'm not betting it because I'm not going to lay a minus 135, but definitely going to be on the White Sox side.
Yeah. All right, our next game is the LA Angels and the Houston Astros, and this is the game we have our premium play in. If you guys want to check that out, it's on picksandparlays.net. Link to that is in the description of the video down below, which will have us head to the final game. But before that, we do have one line that is not here yet. That is because the Miami Marlins do not have a pitcher yet. If we see this line, and we like it, we'll tweet it out if any of us have action on it. But which will lead us to our final game of the night. The Seattle Mariners are at the LA Dodgers. A minus 246 for these Dodgers, plus 221 for the Mariners. Over under of 8 runs for this game. We're getting Justin Dunn versus Julio Arias for this matchup. And what are you looking at for this game?
For this one, I actually did grab the big dog in Seattle. The Dodgers have just been struggling lately. Yeah, they won last night, but the Dodgers have looked human. They're only 2 games over 500 after starting on a blazing pace, and they've just been hit with a bunch of injuries. I think that Seattle's going to come into this one. It's going to be a scrappy game, and I think that the Seattle Mariners will end up winning this one.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. Justin Dunn hasn't been terrible this year. A 1-0, 3.51 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, 22 strikeouts, 17 walks. He does need to get that walk total down. But I think the Mariners are also going to get a spark tonight because they're calling up their top prospect, Jared Kelenic, which I think is going to be a star in the MLB, which makes me really unhappy that the Mets traded him away for Edluz Diaz and Robinson Cano. But yeah, we have 2 players in this game that were part of that trade with Justin Dunn, and now Jared Kelenic is going to come up and be starting, I believe, today for the Mariners. So that's going to be fun to watch. I think that this Mariners team is better than people think they are, and they're coming into this game, I believe, only a game worse than the Dodgers. The Dodgers are 19-17. These Mariners are 18-18. I think that these Mariners team could continue to play well and compete in these games. They had a lead last night. They blew it. But, I mean, the Mariners have the bullpen advantage. This Dodgers bullpen has looked absolutely horrible. And I'm not sugarcoating it at all. They've looked terrible as a bullpen and as a whole. Kaylee Jansen has looked terrible. Trennan has looked awful. They just blow leads, give up runs, and this is not what the Dodgers are supposed to be playing like this season. So I do like the Mariners in this spot. 221 is a great price for them. I'll take a shot on the dog here as well. Plus 221. Give me the Mariners. No way I can look at the Dodgers right now until they can start going on a run at all. So it's the Mariners for me in this last game of the night. All right, quick recap of our plays for today. I have the New York Mets and the Baltimore Orioles under 7.5. That game does start in an hour and a half. And then I have the under 8.5 between the Nationals and the Phillies. I got over 8 runs for the Tigers and the Royals. I have Toronto plus 106 and the Mariners plus 221. Along with, I took the Detroit Tigers plus 130 first 5 innings versus the Royals.
Nick, are you able to read mine off? My computer died and I can't read the tiny writing.
You're all good. You got the over in the Cincinnati Reds Pittsburgh Pirates game. You got the Chicago Cubs plus 122. Also at plus 122, you picked up the Washington Nationals. Taking a shot with the big dogs here with the Mariners plus 221 and the Tampa Bay Rays plus 180. You also have the under in the Brewers game and the Toronto Blue Jays at plus 106. All right, let me move. Let's go to this page. The fun part about doing this is being able to, there we go, and have you